Hey, this is Wolf from Armoury-Terrain, and if you hear shouts and screams and sounds of torture in the background, don't worry about it. It's just the after school care for the school kids happening just over my back fence there. So this is the second video of the day. It's rained, the humidity's gone down a little bit, and this is a video for the 4th of March being made on the 4th of March. Now this afternoon I'm going to make another Snapdragon, because you can never have enough Snapdragons, right? We've got Scrappy here and one of the Fang brothers here. Now, same as with the eyeball plant, just starting with a pot. In this case, it's a plastic pot that a fake plant came in, and it already has weights in the bottom, which is nice to hold it upright. To that, we're adding some armature wire. I like the whole curved look where it's rearing back and about to strike. That's just me, of course. So that'll go in there, again with hot glue, which isn't ideal since it's filled with polystyrene and it will melt the polystyrene somewhat. Once I have it secured in, more strips of pink foam again, because that's what I've got left, until we get up to the head. Now for the eyeball plants, we used polystyrene eggs. Don't need to do that for these. What we do here instead is make a foam arrowhead shape. So narrow at the back and then it flares out to a diamond and goes into a point. And that's enough to glue the bottom jaw onto, and then the top jaw pulls down over the top of it. So I'm going to glue this into here, glue the foam onto it, and also the block of foam, and then show you how I add the branches for the leaves. Be right back. Okay, so it's in the pot, has the foam wrap around the main stalk. Now to put the leaf branches on. Now I'm sure there's a better way of doing this, but I've not found it yet. So I have some very thin armature wire which won't support the leaves on their own. So I've made this loop, which I'm going to slide over the flower to where I want it, which is always on that bend. I'm sure there's a better way. Tell me in the comments. And then I'm going to twist it together until it's nice and tight on the stem. So the school kids seem to be in fine voice out there this afternoon, as I'm sure you can hear on the audio track. They're probably not murdering each other, but who can tell? Okay, so that's on there like that. I can now put leaves on the two sides without being too concerned that they're going to stab people. And the leaves are just, you know, the 3mm craft foam or 2mm craft foam that I've been using for everything else. Now what I need to do is cut two spoon-shaped sections, one slightly larger than the other. The small one goes underneath and the bigger one goes on top. And once I've done that, it should start looking an awful lot like the monster plant. The other thing I have to do, of course, is foam wrap these. The reason I like using armature wire over coat hanger wire or anything else is that the armature wire is nice and soft. So, okay, you can see I have the leaves on, and I've got the block for the head, and I've also added two teeth made out of a denser 6mm foam. I've just shaped them a little bit for the Dremel. Next step, and you'll have to test fit this as you go, is to cut a shape that's going to glue onto here to form the top of the head, which is all sorts of fun to glue on. So I'm not going to do that on camera because I'm going to burn myself a couple of times, I'd say. Then to merge it into the stalk, we're going to use triangles. and they're just going to bend around and keep forming on top of each other, down and down and down until it all blends together all the way around. So that being that, I'm going to glue this on, give it a flick of paint, and then it's time to decide on the name. And we can't use Fang because Fang's already taken. So here we have the monster plant for Thursday, March 4th. Actually finished on Thursday, March 4th, which means I'm back on schedule. So what we need now are suggestions left in the comments for a name of this brutish plant. It's definitely a lot more thuggish looking than my other ones. I mean, Scrappy may have bigger fangs, but slightly less bulky on the body. And this one's just happy and disguising itself as a daffodil. So yes, we need a name. So one more day of making monster plants, and then it's on to something completely different. My shirt means that you can't see it as well as you should be able to. Oh well. You'll also note that I added 3 leaves down the bottom, because that seems to be the thing that I do for these plants, and they're just craft foam painted green as well. So please leave suggestions here for names for this plant in the comments, and then in the comments of the Make It March video challenge, suggestions for other builds, and I'll link that video up here or there. And this is Wolf from Armoury-Terrain saying stay in and build something.